Hey everyone, welcome back to On Purpose, the number one health podcast in the world. Thanks to each and every single one of you that turn up every week to listen, learn, and grow. Now, you know that I love introducing you to incredible guests, and today's guest doesn't really need an introduction. I'm sure you're already a fan. This is someone that I've been wanting to interview for a very long time. We were trying to make sure we do it in person, but hey, this situation and scenario has made us connect right now. And I'm so excited to introduce you to the one and only Wim Hof, aka the Iceman. He's the creator of the Wim Hof method, a method consisting of cold exposure, breathing techniques, and mindset commitment. For the first time in history, scientific research has shown that people who practice the Wim Hof method can influence their autonomic nervous system and immune system. This was thought of as impossible. This is huge. Since this study, the more research has been done on the Wim Hof method, showing what human beings are capable of. Wim has been an extreme athlete with 21 official world records, climbing the Mount Everest in shorts, sitting in a bucket with ice for almost 2 hours, running a half marathon above the Arctic Circle on his bare feet, and many more amazing feats. He is convinced, listen to this, that everyone can tap into this potential without having to invest the decades worth of study, travel, and daring as he has. And so he developed the Wim Hof method, a natural path to an optimal state of body and mind. Wim teaches his method in seminars all over the world, but today we're going to talk about how you can find it all in this book, The Wim Hof Method. Wim, thank you so much for coming on Purpose.
Thanks, Jay. That was a ray of light.
It's incredible to see what you've done and see what you've achieved. And I'm so grateful that people like you exist in the world today, because I love this juxtaposition of wisdom and science. And I love this bringing together of these two worlds that people often think don't go together. When we talk about breath work or meditation or visualization, people often say, oh, that's that soft stuff, it's airy fairy stuff. And then you see someone like you and all of a sudden I was like, okay, well, Wim is not airy fairy. Wim is like a tough guy. He's done a lot of tough things. And then you've got the science. I think it's incredible what you're doing, Wim, and thank you so much for doing it.
Great. Yes. Let's enlighten you from your angle as being the greatest podcast, the greatest podcast on medical science, health in the world. That is my aim. That's my aim. It is so much my aim. I have to tell a little story in the old Upanishads in India. There was a contest between three archers, and they came together and they had to aim and see who was the best. So the first one aimed, and he shot into the middle of a target. A fish, it was, inside a tree, laid there, about 150 meters away. That is like 160 yards away, aiming with the arch and a bow and arrow, and boom, in the middle. And then another came, and the second one came, and he aimed and he got it in the head. And then the last one came, and he aimed and he shot. And then they first did not see where the arrow was gone, because it was exactly gone in the blackness of the pupil of the eye. And it had become one with it, something like that. And everybody knew at that contest who was the best. It was a man called Arjuna. And then they asked him, how did you do this, Arjuna? Tell us, explain us, show some light on this. And then he said, yes, first I saw the wood. Then I saw something shiny in a tree. And then I saw this shiny thing become bigger. I saw an eye. And the I, it became so big, I could not miss. That is our mind capable of. If we only live to our true purpose, then we cannot miss. If we use 100% our mind, which, by the way, we don't own our own mind. We are schooled in something that is providing production for a system that is sodomizing the planet, that is not into the immune system, the health, nor into the happiness, nor in the strength of people, but into the brutto national product, the economy and money. And the creativity, therefore, is gone. The originality, the identity of a person is gone. And logically, you become sick. You become depressed. You don't know what is your purpose. Then you live aside of your true core, which contains happiness, strength, and health. We are talking health, then I talk soul. And because soul was something, where is it? Where is it? Now we got the measurement devices to go into the DNA. And into the DNA, we are able to get and to show that we are able. I'm doing this study right now with San Francisco top researchers on the DNA, showing that we are able to get into the genome expressions, into the telomeres, the length of the time span of life, and how to influence that. And with that, into the genetical past of our ancestors. Our ancestors have given us encrypted codes in the genetics, and we were thinking within science, we cannot influence into that. And I say, yes, we are built to solve the problems of the past, of the ancestors, and with that comes enlightenment. And now it's no longer something abstract. What is abstract is killing the planet, is shooting people to the moon, is shooting people to Mars, to Venus. I don't know what they do, but that is abstract. It hasn't got anything to do with the guarantee to become happy, strong, and healthy, which I want to give to my children, to my friends, to everybody around me, with all the respect for the inner nature, outer nature coming together. There is the soul, there is the purpose, there is the health. And now we have the measurement devices. But before, when I was in the young, I thought, hey man, I'm not going to take this. I don't think war is normal. Disease is normal. Abuse is normal. Stress is normal. I don't think that is normal. I think this happiness, strength, and health, that is normal. And to respect wildlife and people in poor countries and help, love, that is my aim. But how to get around that? How to make it tangible and strong? I did not know, but I followed my gut. I followed my intuition. And those now show to be internal neurological networks called proprioception, interoception, and they were thought of not to be able to be top-down regulated, like mind over matter was not possible. I showed how to do it. Where did I get the wisdom of? Not out of the books, out of nature. Mother Nature provided me, and now I'm showing all in scientific comparative studies that we are built, innately capacitated to provide health, happiness, and strength through a control, absolute great control over our immune system. As you said in the beginning, the immune system, innate immune system, the damaging factor right now with COVID is the innate immune system, the overactive immune system, the cytokine storm. And we were to believe that it is not able to be suppressed by humans. And we showed this very clearly in 2014. We can surpass it within a quarter of an hour. Through what? Through the life force itself. What are you talking about, life force? Breathing. Just breathing. Deep breathing, manipulating it like consciously stopping the breath after releasing carbon dioxide. We become alkaline inside. Then the carbon dioxide trigger is no longer there for breathing. And you are just sitting. And while you sit for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes without air in the lungs. This is known in the old yogas, the kumbhakas, it's called. But hey, I did not know. It was too abstract. Where was it? I went into the cold water. And what happened? I began to breathe deep. That is the natural way. And we got alienated from the life force, from bringing oxygen and chemistry, the right chemistry inside our bodies and inside the depth of our brain. We forgot about it. We alienated, disconnected. Yoga is about connecting. Yoga, huge, is a Sanskrit verb for connecting. But then I was reading all the Upanishads, the Mahabharata, the Ki, the Chi, the Greek pneuma, the Christian mysticism and all. And it didn't make sense until I went into the cold water. Is when I woke up to a feeling of this is it, a feeling. And that feeling is inside. That feeling, now I know how to connect and show it to others in one day, how to connect to internal neurological networks we have never been schooled in to learn to use. And when we then get depressed, or we get the sack, or we have no money, or we have problems, we got stressed, we cannot tap into these internal mechanisms who are very able to deal with any kind of stress. That means mental, physical, emotional, bacterial, viral, doesn't matter. In the end, it is cell biological stress. And we have internal networks, neurological networks, making us able to deal with it. But we have never been schooled therein. And there we come in to show through meditation, to show through breathing, how to tap into these internal neurological networks. That is where I'm at. That's where we come together. This is a sort of an introduction, but I dive deep because you know how to go deep yourself. So we meet somewhere down there and begin to solve the paradigm. Because in the end now, people, when they take this on, they see and feel stress going away. But then you get the mindset. And the mindset is not about how to perform even better and all that. No, it's about realigning oneself to the soul, realigning oneself to the 100% capacity of our mind.
Absolutely. I'm so glad that you were sharing so many amazing stories from the Mahabharata and the Upanishads. It's, books that I've studied and taught for many, many years, and hearing you speak about them in such a relevant way is beautiful. And one of the things you mentioned there, Wim, that I think really stands tall and true above everything else is this understanding around the power of the life force and the breath and the ability to realign and connect. And for so many of us, and I felt this way, breathing was something that we never thought we had to learn how to do. We just do it. We do it badly. We don't know if we do it well. What are some of the biggest mistakes that we're making in our breathing every day for years that we're not even aware of? And what should optimal breathing on a daily basis look like?
I always use the same thing. That is the deep breath. Any deep breathing techniques that are able to deal with the stress in your individual, original, your typical, specific life is the right one.
Right.
So pranayama is the control over the life force. And that's pranayama. But I could not understand that before. When I was young, I went into the cold, and the cold doesn't show through words. It shows through a power, through aggressive impact, through 1,000 needles. How to be not a pincushion, but to be in control. To be in control over the depth and to change the chemistry. To change the chemistry with that connect, with that being able consciously to connect. After changing the chemistry, we are able to get in with our will, the neurotransmitters of our will, in connection with the neurological pathways nature has set within us. We got 5 external and 3 internal. So anything that is able to create the right chemistry for you at will to be able to connect with all these neurological pathways and to learn to influence and to control them, that is the right breathing technique. Now, I saw a lot of breathing techniques, but they did not really, they were not effective. And then going into the cold water, I stopped thinking about it and adopting through books what it is. I was doing it. And then the right breathing technique came. Because the cold, as I always say, is merciless but righteous. It is a teacher. And the teacher loves you, so he doesn't mess around with you. He brings the love, and the love is not sentimental, it's powerful. And it's every day so much energy. And a disease suddenly is gone. And your mood, you are able to regulate. And you are happy all the time. What is this? This is what the teacher gives you because he loves you. And he comes to you and cuts all the shit out of you. And that can be painful in the beginning, but it's nothing but an awakening. I took this for 25 years on my own, and because everybody was saying I was crazy. And I still have to say, I think they are right. I am bloody crazy. I'm crazy about life. And I want, and I am changing fundamentally science, medical science as it is. Because you know, as me, that the autonomic nervous system was considered, after hundreds of years, stated scientific language and facts and building up of what our physiology was capable of and not. And that at will, we were not able to tap into the autonomic nervous system. We were not able to get into the immune system. And we were not able to get into the endocrine system. And now it has been shown in 2014, we are able to do it. We showed that in a comparative study. And you don't need to go like the yogis for 20 years or 30 years into seclusion and then find all kinds of cities and supernatural powers. You are more than normal. Everybody is born to be more than normal. He is born to be superb, to be great. The mind is great. They talk about the mind and that it is unlimited in its power. But who is doing it? Now, because the paradigm now is about producing in the world, production, and more and more and more. It is not about love. It is not about caring. There is a sort of a moral standard and ethical standard, but it is too much polluting, too much production, too much exploiting going on. This doesn't serve humanity as it is now. And we have come to the moment now where we have to change. We have to show the people the purpose of everybody's life. But are we capable of entering into that new paradigm? Because that's the question. And I say yes. For that, I built up through science. because nobody's going to believe a crazy man like me going into freaking cold water. And man, I'm not going to do that. He's crazy. And he's breathing so strange. Hey, man, that is not good. Hey, don't believe what he said. So I go through science. I went to television first, did all kinds of records, got the attention of the world. Then I said, hey, scientists, come in, test on me. And I will prove wrong what you have been writing up till now of what we are capable of. You say depression cannot be solved, but by pills and medicaments and all kinds of chronic diseases, that cannot be solved. I will show you that we are able to beat inflammation and to regulate our mood, which makes depression, bipolar, psychosis, all these things go away like bad spirits. We are able to control that. And how? This is what I showed in 2014 on inflammation. Within a quarter of an hour, the inflammation went down after instruction in 4 days. Not 20 years, 4 days. Now I can do it in 1 day. I bring people to the ability to suppress the inflammation caused by an injection of E. coli. Now, inflammation is also the damaging factor of COVID. We can beat the damaging factor of COVID-19. But they are not getting to this study which showed how to prevent, how to beat COVID-19, for example, in the beginning, inflammation. I've been looking it up. Those are interleukins. And the interleukin number 1, number 6, number 8, and number 11 are responsible for the damage in the lungs, creating a sort of edema because of the wrong lung function. And it acts and it overreacts. And you get this reaction and suddenly it's stuffed inside. You cannot breathe anymore. But in the beginning, you can beat the inflammation. And that's why podcasts like this is a great channel to get to common sense of people, because we are built with the doctor within us. We have healing power, all of us. We are born with it. We are never schooled with it. We have learned to follow a paradigm of dependency on doctors, on professors, on science, on pills and medicaments and hospitals, but not the real investigative spirit.
Yeah.
The real investigative spirit is about what is the soul, how to be healthy, happy, strong, how to equally divide the power among people. Because a happy person is not making war, is not going and grieving for money and power. A happy person is unconditionally there. But that paradigm doesn't exist right now. And for that, I go through science again, because I begin to become too philosophical again. This is where people don't follow me anymore. And so I go back. Okay, 2014, inflammation, considered to be not being able to be suppressed by humans at will. We have proven them after 16,000 cases wherein it went wrong, with the same experimental model of endotoxemia, E. coli bacteria injected. They all got sick, and suddenly 12 people I trained within 4 days did not become sick after injection of the E. coli bacteria. And then they saw that these persons all had tapped into the autonomic nervous system, into the immune system, into the endocrine system, all systems considered to be not done at will by humans. So that was 2014. We reproduced that study bigger, and we got the same results. That is Nobel Prize winners level. But it doesn't make pills. It doesn't make money. It's for free. We got it all. It's just an awakening to this power and to quit with the old paradigm of dependency and get into the freedom of your own capacity to enter in the whole of your own mind. That is freedom. That is power. And with that, you can realize through your creative power, the life force, who you are, what you are. Then the soul is there and happy, strong, healthy. Hey, man, it's right there. That's the source. That's the core. And that's what we want to provide to the people. But because that sounds like philosophical, okay, let's get back. Let's get back to the best of brain scans in the world. And one of them is one of the two best brain scans is in Hanover. In Hanover, Germany. You know, Germans go to the gym. They go really meticulous. They look until they find something we never saw with their machines. They are very good at it. So one of the best brain scans in the world is in Hanover. Some doctors and professors took it on this method. And then normally we have a control of 16% in our brain over our neural activity at will. 16, 17, maybe 18, whoa, intelligent. Now, the guys who did the experiment with this breathing technique, with the so-called the retentions, this breathing technique coming from nature, coming from just going into the cold, man, and deep breathing showed in the brain scan to ignite and activate not 16 or 18% of the brain activity, neural activity in the brain, but 100. That means we are able at will to change the chemistry and with that, the neurology of our brain. And then suddenly we are no longer captivated by the narrowed consciousness we got in and we are schooled within. We are able now to enter into that neural activity in any part of our brain and then get to know who we really are. And let the creative power, the life force, the breath, and our consciousness is electricity, is light, and it gets in there and it finds exactly the way what needs to be done to ancestrally solve the matters of the encrypted codes of our ancestors and become and enlighten it. Very simple. This is everybody's ability. We are born with that. And now it's the time to show it. And therefore, this podcast is very important because you are my mirror. I know you. I can feel you. I can see you. And I can only talk like this because you are there. Your consciousness, I get through. And from there, we use it as a stepping stone because we love people. We bring it to people. We want to enlighten people. Hey, man, it has arrived. The soul has arrived, and your creativity is your choice now. What do you want? We want to give it all.
I love your passion, but what I love about what you're saying, and please, everyone who's listening or watching right now, pay close attention to how Wim is constantly going between the philosophy and the science and the practice, because it's all three of them together. This isn't just a mindset shift. It's a physical shift, but it's also a soul shift. And so when you have shifts in all three areas that are aligned at the same time, that's when you see this change. Now, Wim, I want you to share with us, because some people may be aware, some people may not be, but when we talk about your incredible achievements, I also think you're such a great storyteller of what you've lived. And I'd love for you to share with us, when you're climbing Mount Everest in shorts, what are you thinking about during the hike? Like, what is going on here? Because for most of us, even wearing a full jacket and snow boots in the New York winter would be seen as still it's cold. What to speak of you being in shorts on Mount Everest? What is happening here? What is happening in the soul? And what is happening in your body at that time?
There is more than meets the eye. And my intuition, my instinct was ready to take on a bigger challenge, to mirror, to get to know that instinct, to get to know what this intuition is pointing at. I just have to follow it. So it is a gut feeling. a gut feeling got into me and was saying, okay, first they climbed to Mount Everest in clothes and with oxygen. Then somebody did it without oxygen. And I think it's now time to do it without oxygen and without clothes. Just following the gut, Hey, why not? I just take it as a challenge because what is in the mind, the communal mind, that is the result of the progression and evolution of our minds. And I say, okay, I want to get on because the mind where it is now is still quite incapable of bringing peace, love, strength, happiness to all the people and all the beings in the world. We got to investigate more. So I'm the guinea pig. I go and do something unknown, because that what is known is like trodden pathways. I don't want to go the trodden pathway. I want to go out there to find something new. So following the gut, I went to Mount Everest. I was there and I found myself at a certain moment, after weeks of being there, alone, suddenly covered in a whiteout on 6,000 meters. That means like 18,000, 90,000 feet. And less than half the oxygen is over there. There was no Sherpa with me, no guide. There is no road there. There is not even a path. It was snow, just white, a white out. And I was just in my shorts. And that was the moment where I met the spirit of the mountain. Why I was there, I met it fully. I shook friends, I shook the hands of Mount Everest right over there. My lesson was over there. At that moment, I felt, oh, now I know why I'm here. Now I am connecting with this being here. And I was not in paranoia. I was not panicking. I was not cold. I was not anything of those things. I found myself observing myself that I was without all that. Hey, I just feel good. I feel light. And there I was in a whiteout, completely lost on 90,000 feet in my shorts. 3 hours later, I found a camp somewhere. I could have found nothing as well, but I was okay. I felt great. And that it showed to me the lesson was that, hey man, any stress, if you follow your gut, you will be able to take it on as a test, as a lesson of life. Because the greatest lesson of life, death itself, you will prepare yourself for the next stage. And don't be afraid, because it is beautiful. Just follow your gut. I think of death, which I found in another challenge, under the ice. I lost the way under the ice, and I had no goggles on, and so I could not see. It was a blur, and I was trying to find a hole while swimming, breath hold, and I passed the hole apparently, but I couldn't see it. And I went more than twice the Olympic distance under the water, but there was no agony. I was fully in control. My consciousness went less, more sleepy. But there was absolutely no pain, no agony. The light at a certain moment is sleepy. Under the ice, breath hold. After 4 or 5 minutes under the ice, I had no oxygen left in the body, but my consciousness was still there. And it was okay. I was going to sleep. And then somebody grabbed me by the ankle, brought me back to the 60-yard hole, and I came out of there. And there I realized that death is nothing negative. I won over the fear of death. And our concept, whatever we have learned, the fear, the unknown, the confusion about all that I lost over there. And so I got many stories of many challenges on Mount Everest, in the snow, in the Antarctics, and under the water, under an ice cap of a meter, or standing for hours in ice, or hanging by one finger in midwinter on 2 kilometers up in the air. Nothing is there but your body and your mind to be tested, to get a full-blown realization of who you are and what you are. And that goes past any fear, any blockage. It's a knowledge which is omnipresent, and it has all the purpose. It leads like the life force, like a river, and suddenly you get there and you become one with it all. And that one is healthy, happy, strong. Wow. And there we are. And that's the way I wake up every day.
What are some of the positive stresses that people can put their minds and bodies through to get to that stage? So none of us are going to run to that being on, an Everest in our shorts. What are some of the things people can do every day to start building that muscle so that we wake up? Like you're saying, like you wake up. How do people start doing that daily? The little things we can do every day.
Just know that you are built to be happy, strong, and healthy. Dave Asprey asked the bulletproof guy, he asked me, Wim, what is enlightenment? And please put it in one sentence. I said, okay, here it comes. In one sentence. Just be happy, strong, and healthy. That what makes you feel disconnected from yourself. That is not you. That is some other force inflicted upon you. If you know it, yes or no, it does not matter. The matter is connect with yourself. Find happiness, strength, and health. That's who you are. That's where your energy is needed for. There is the purpose, and that leads to enlightenment every day. And listen, you don't need to climb Mount Everest. You don't need, because I had to do that because it was not in the books what I tried to find. So I had to follow my gut. And it got me in some strange situations. And then I found out I can get out anything. Now I'm not doing that anymore because I don't need it. I don't need it. And I'm showing in science incredible stuff that is written not to be able to be done. They say a transformational technique that will change mental health care. Michigan, Detroit, psychiatry, Wayne State University. They did tests on me and on the brain. And then they found out I'm tapping into areas of the brain that were not known for humans to get there at will. And with that, they found the keys how to unlock the potential to solve mental disorders of any kind, to get into mood, into emotion itself. And this was all unknown. But I know we are built to be happy, strong, and healthy. Get into this breathing, just a quarter of an hour. It has shown through science to effectively change the biochemistry, becoming very pH value, very high alkaline. It peaks, it spikes, then it comes back in the right order, and then suddenly you feel that the stress is gone. What is that? That is your natural state, your natural biochemistry. The way we are schooled has created a conditioning that messes with our biochemistry. So we have to make sure in the morning on empty stomach to get our right biochemistry going. And with that, we get into this new paradigm. Where do you believe in? Do you believe in I cannot, or I can, I am? I am happy, strong, and healthy. That is who I am. And the rest needs to be removed out of my body, out of my mind. That paradigm that made us dependent on doctors and all that, hey, man, let it go, because you don't need it, and not even the doctors need it. You need to be you yourself within, capacitated by Mother Nature, birthright to control 100% of your brain, your immune system, the hormonal system, lymphatic and vascular system, all the systems. Because you are in connection. That if you go back to Patanjali, like 1200 years and some more, he says in the beginning about connection, huge, that's the verb. It says, Ata yoga anusasanam, yoga chitta vritti narodaha, tada drastoha, swarape vastanam. Yoga is the silencing of the modifications of the brain. Then the seer appears. The seer is who we are. But if there is this turmoil of our thinking, which are signals, which are messengers that something is wrong, that's why we think all the time. When that comes to rest, then the blood flow goes into the depth of the brain and the whole brain is illuminated with the right neural activity. And it's done through simple breathing exercises. And then you are able to change at will to who you are and what you are. And you are a happy, strong, healthy person. All of you with a beautiful mind.
I want everyone who's listening and watching to start repeating that to themselves, because Wim has repeated it so many times. And the signal, the energy that I'm getting from Wim is I need to say that to myself every morning and every night, because the challenge is that the noise that builds up in the mind is constantly telling us the opposite. So every day we say to ourselves, I'm tired, I'm stressed, I'm overwhelmed, I'm pressurized. So we are saying, I am this all the time. And so it's not like you're adding some funky thing to your life. You're just replacing it. And you're replacing it with something that's actually going to push you in the right direction. And what I'm going to ask Wim to do for us now is, Wim, I'd love for you to guide us through a simple breathing technique that we can follow when we're feeling overwhelmed or stressed or pressured. I'm going to do it with you, and I'd love for you to guide us, as you've been saying just now, because I really want people to get into that I am healthy, happy, and strong, and build that as a mindset, but to find the breathing to match it. So can we do that now?
Yes, of course.
Amazing. Let's do it.
Okay, we are all relaxed now. The world is gone. The world is gone. Here we are. A vessel, beautiful mind. And that's who we are. Shake it up, shake it out. Ah, nice. Right on. Okay, cool. Move your belly fully in. Your chest. And then you let it go. Once again. Fully in. Letting go. Fully in. Letting go. This technique has been approved, go on, in the university. So we don't need to mind. It works deeply, more deeper than any books has written about. Okay, fully in, letting go. Tingling can come. You can feel lightheaded, loom in the body. It's all right. Whatever you feel different. Okay, there we go again. Fully in. Letting go. Fully in. Letting go. Fully in. Letting go. Fully in. Letting go. Just follow the breath. Fully in. Letting go. 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 10 more. Fully in. Letting go. Tingling, all good. Fully in. Letting go. Whatever you feel different, breathe into it. Make it stronger, intensify. Whatever you feel, make it stronger. Fully in. Letting go. Fully in. Letting go. 5 more. Fully in. Letting go. Fully in. Letting go. Fully in. Letting go. Last 2. Fully in. Letting go. Fully in. Letting go. Here comes the last one. Fully in. Let it go. And stop. Close your mouth. No breathing. No need. We have blown off the carbon dioxide. We are very alkaline in the body. This makes the neural activity able to go everywhere in the body. It makes it go away any blockage. And blockages are related to fear because then we have no control. Then fear comes. But we have control because we are connected to the flow, to the light, to the neural activity, to the autonomic nervous system. As simple as it is, witness. Just be. Because the body is restoring itself to its original nature. That is a flow in the brain, in the body, all connected. It cleanses, it recognizes. It's able even to go into the DNA now. Amazing. Whatever is in the depth and wants to come up, just witness and let it go. I say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fully in. Hold. Fully in and hold. And squeeze it to your head. The cerebrospinal fluid, you squeeze to the head so the blood flow gets into the brainstem, the periaqueductal, the deepest of the brain. And there is the seat of the soul itself. And it gets nourishment. It decalcifies. 3, 2, 1. And let it go. If you do this 2, 3 rounds in the morning, then you for sure have changed the biochemistry, which makes you able to connect with the immune system at will, as we have shown, to the endocrine system to be able to regulate your mood, your energy, the metabolic energetic processes in the cell to create energy, and your immune system. It's all there. Very simple. Those are just 3 rounds. Wim, can it be so simple? I am sorry. It is so simple.
I love it.
Furthermore, it is your choice. You want to be happy? It's at your feet. You want to be strong? It's at your feet.
I feel an immediate difference personally. Immediate difference. I mean, Wim, that was amazing. Thank you so much. And I completely agree with you that the truth is simple, right? The truth is simple, that enlightenment is simple, that health is simple when we choose to not try and be intellectual or try and be complex. Wisdom is simple, and that's why no matter what language you speak or where you're from or whether you have a PhD or you don't, the truth is relevant and accessible to each and every person. And the truth of breath was given to each and every one of us from the beginning of our lives. So it is something that is very much ours. It is our gift. And learning to breathe in this way, the fact that Wim has said this, I recommend to everyone who's listening today, please, just for the next 7 days, let's practice what Wim has shared with us. Just every day, let's practice it every day. And just allow yourself to see if you feel a difference. And I promise you, you will. I promise you will. It's guaranteed, not only scientifically, but philosophically and spiritually. It's guaranteed to feel a difference. When you change something, you will feel a difference. And right now, we know that we're not waking up in the best state. We know that we're not feeling our best in the morning. So why not try something that is new, that has been scientifically tested, and that has been practiced in extreme situations as well. And so, Wim, I just want to say thank you so much today for the last 60 minutes, which flew by. You've shown us again, even in your speaking and your energy, how time can be shrunk, and I'm thinking, like, when you're going through all of that in your mind and you're climbing Everest, you're shrinking time. And I want to recommend to everyone, please go out and get the Wim Hof Method, the book, which will be released in the UK on 24th September 2020 and the US on the 20th of October, the Wim Hof Method. Go and get it. There's a great picture of Wim on the front. He looks like he's just like come out of The Revenant or something like that. It looks like a shot from a movie. But please go and get it, because it's going to give you the practices to reclaim your breath. You know that I speak about it a lot, that for so many of us, we have this breath. We've never been taught how to use it. There is so much more that begins with our breath. And I can't recommend Wim, his teachings, and his books more than ever. I've had some friends who've had incredible experiences with Wim. We've had some of them on the podcast, Yes Theory, and many others who've absolutely loved spending time with Wim. So please go and grab the book. And Wim, we end every interview with a final 5. So this is rapid fire, fast 5. So I ask you a question and you have to answer in 1 word or 1 sentence maximum.
Yes.
So these are your fast 5, Wim. The first one is, what's the biggest compliment you've ever received?
I love you, of my wife.
Beautiful. Great. Second question. What do you know to be absolutely true, but people disagree with you on? What are you so sure about, but people disagree with you on?
That the soul is present right here, right now, and accessible for everybody.
Amazing. I love that. And next time we do a podcast, we have to talk about that. That's what I want to do next time. I want to dive into the soul next time. This time I want people to get to know your method. Okay, third question. If you could create a law that everyone in the world had to follow, what would it be?
The law is to be obligated to be happy, strong, and healthy. Everybody.
I love it. Number 4, what's your next challenge that you're trying to overcome?
To scientifically show that the soul is no longer something abstract, that it is pure science.
Amazing. I can't wait for you to do that, Wim. I am going to be, I think, already just sharing energy with you today, I'm feeling like we have a lot of work to do together.
Yes.
And I'm really excited about that. I'm really looking forward to when we can bring people on retreats together and take them through experiences, especially with your connection to Patanjali and the Vedas. And, I just feel a lot of synergy with you. Okay, 5th and final question. What is the biggest lesson you've learned in the last 12 months?
That we are unstoppable.
Amazing. I absolutely love that. Everyone, Wim Hof, please go and follow him on Instagram, Iceman_Hof. Go and get the Wim Hof Method, the book. Wim, I am so excited to collaborate more with you, to connect more with you. And I am so excited for the day that you scientifically prove the presence of the soul. It will be an amazing day for humanity. It will be an amazing day for science. And more importantly, when we show them the pathway that people can actually connect with it as well. So yes. I look forward, Wim, to many more beautiful conversations, but also connections, collaborations, and sharing with each other. Because I think I can learn a lot more from you, and I'm genuinely not excited. It's an understatement. I'm so grateful for what you're doing in the world. Genuinely, I'm overwhelmed with gratitude for what you're trying to do in the world.
I can tell you, you are embodying a great natural power of love and conviction, determination. Like I said in the beginning, like Arjuna, we will and we cannot. Miss. If we collaborate, we will be able to achieve so much more and bring so much more light, which is needed and which is going to be a pleasure of ours to provide.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful to you. Thank you.
I bow to you.
And I'm excited to do more of this together. When we can travel, I finally want to meet you.
Yeah, great. Thank you, man.
Thank you. Thank you. And my love to your son and the team and everyone. Thank you so much.
Right on, right on. I will pass it on.
Yes.